Hi guys, welcome to Like Sugar Like Spice. Today we're making a vegetarian meal that's under $20 for 4 people. And our first ingredient would be the cauliflower. This is just 1 head of cauliflower that's needed. I already cleaned it and I cut first most of the part here. So I'm gonna cut that cauliflower in half. And then make it in a quarter. I'm going to take this and I'm going to season it with just basically salt and pepper. Just as whole as they are, like this, is the way that we want to serve them. So we want them to stay nice and whole. So I have avocado oil, which is what the oil I prefer to use. Take a I use this quart container so that I can take the product and I can make sure that every part of it is been nicely smothered with the oil. Now we have to be very careful because the idea is to keep this whole. Now, why am I using the oil like that? Why am I using it this way? Is because it's going to help me to get my flavors to stick to it. So I'm going to get some salt. And as you know already, I like that mixed salt. I use mixed salt and pepper. So this is pepper actually. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it in the oven at 350. Now, while the cauliflower is in the oven, I want to talk to you guys about the rest of the ingredients. So I'm also going to make a chimichurri. So let me tell you what I came up with this evening. I thought about mushrooms, baby bok choy. I don't know if we are familiar with baby bok choy, but this is one of my favorite things. I like it this way. It's kind of flavorless, but it really works well with everything else because things tend to absorb the flavor. So we're not going to blanch it, we're not doing anything, we're just going to saute it with lots of garlic. And then I have mushrooms, and this is oyster mushrooms and cremini mushrooms. They're very basic mushrooms you can find at your supermarket. I'm going to make a chimichurri as well. That's going to be on top of my cauliflower. You guys are going to be ready for that later. So what is my chimichurri? It's got parsley, it's got cilantro, it's got binufo, fresh oregano, it's got some scallions right here, and those scallions are from the scallions that I cut up last time when I did the knife skill class with you guys. I got garlic, I got lime juice, some really delicious lime juice, and fresh because I squeeze it myself. It's got pepper and it's got salt. And we're going to need a base of it either to be avocado oil or olive oil. And actually I think I'm going to use olive oil today. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to put that together. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get ready to make our chimichurri. So the cauliflower is still into the oven. We just actually put it in maybe about 2 minutes ago. And like I mentioned before, that's going to go about for 20 minutes. And that's the reason why I started first with the cauliflower. Now, you need a blender, or you can use a bullet, or whatever you use to blend your juices in mornings. If you make juices, you can use that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cloves of garlic, and I cut them in half. Why did I cut them in half? Is so that the machine can break it down easier. I have parsley, washed and chopped roughly, and cilantro. So now I'll mix. So it's about a cup of each. I have some lime juice, and I want to say I have about 1/3 of lime juice, and I'm just going to use half of that. Olive oil, about cup of olive oil. So I'm going to take this into the blender. I'm going to move over this side. I don't want to have the blender going in the background making noise, so I'm going to shut it off and I'm going to come back to you guys again. Now I'm back right over here, and this is not completely blended out altogether. I want to have a little texture. So now this right here can still take a little bit more oil. As you can see, it's nice and chunky. See that? It's nice and chunky, nice and delicious. And I have not put any salt in it as yet. So I'm going to put a little bit more oil. Just to give it more room to work with. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this lime. So this is the juice of 2 limes. These giant limes are pretty juicy. 1 teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to put in the oregano that is here, and I don't like to have the oregano go for too long, so I'm just going to pulse, and then I'm going to drop the scallion. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I did a little bit more than a pulse, but here goes. Now, the scallions, I'm going to put some oil in the pot. And this time I'm using the avocado oil. The peppers and onions and peppers. I'm gonna get my mushrooms. Show you a close-up of what's happening in here. That we add pepper, some salt, and this is all to taste. Now so this is like about 1 teaspoon. Now they have a beautiful golden color. Look at that beautiful golden color. You can add your bok choy. So your bok choy does not need a lot of time in there. It's fairly soft to cook. You can blanch it, but if you blanch it, it will overcook. I think just like this, just like so. Pinch of salt. You can also add liquid aminos, right? Look at that cauliflower. Nice and soft. It has a beautiful color. Yes. Yes. This is about to be finished. So I'm not taking it out. It's time for service. Don't want any water in there, so I want to feel the textures in there. So I'm taking my silverware. I'm going to taste it. So guys, here is our dinner for tonight. And thank you for tuning in to Like Sugar Like Spice. Please don't forget to subscribe. Tell your cat, your friends, your family, and your dogs. Bye-bye. Hope to see you soon.